Yo, what the fuck is going down, everybody? It's your boy, Sauceman X, checking back at you niggas with another goddamn video today. But anyways, man, we're back with another political video with this goddamn bitch. And you already see this shit by the title. So this video is obviously going to be about politics and the thing that's been going on within this week, within the past week. We already know there's actually a lot of shit to talk about in this video because there's been two incidents, okay? Literally two incidents to add on to the Ahmaud Arbery case, which we already know that, you know what I'm saying, two black people, okay? One black man was basically, you know what I'm saying, a victim of quote-unquote racial profiling, which it really isn't that much of racial profiling after you actually look into the context of the situation. And there's also another situation where a black man literally died at the hand of the police officers, and they're all literally white, and they ended up, you know what I'm saying, killing a black guy. So we already know that the mainstream media and the entire narrative of the mainstream media is going to completely change over this, you know what I'm saying, and try to make it seem like it's only about race and there's absolutely nothing else, no other context to it. So we already know that's what they're doing again, and there's obviously more fucking cases. So two more fucking incidents. So I'm going to give you motherfuckers my opinion on this shit, and of course, the media's hypocrisy. Literally, the media's hypocrisy and how they're completely, you know what I'm saying, going to make it only about race and not even provide any context, regardless, you know what I'm saying, of what information that actually comes out about these people. And we already know I'm exposing a lot of fucking hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying, how people, you know what I'm saying, on the left try to make it seem like it's only about race, and you know what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, you know, you're supposed to blame all white people and supposed to blame all police officers for this, and we should make a huge deal about this, even though this exact same kind of stuff happens, you know what I'm saying, regardless of, to anybody, regardless of what fucking skin color they are. But of course, they're gonna make it seem like it's only about racism because you want to push the whole fucking black people are oppressed narrative, and which does nothing good for anyone. So we already know, okay, we already know there's been new fucking information, okay, there's been new fucking incidents that's been happening within the past week. So we already know that this first fucking incident, which I'm gonna be talking about, is obviously the fucking incident that happened in a fucking park, okay? I believe it happened in New York. You know what I'm saying? This basically happened in New York, where essentially a white woman, okay, essentially a white woman, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying she's annoying, or she shouldn't have done what she did, and I may agree with you motherfuckers on that, which we already know, okay, there's this white woman that essentially called the police on a black man because she, you know what I'm saying, the black man literally said that, you know what I'm saying, because apparently she was in a park where you were supposed to walk your dog on a leash, and she wasn't walking her dog on the leash, and then this guy, you know what I'm saying, the black guy, the African-American male, I'm only calling him African-American because of the context, we already know that he called, you know what I'm saying, he pulled this phone out and started recording her and told her to put the fucking leash on the dog because apparently she was violating the fucking law, or violating, you know what I'm saying, the rules, you know what I'm saying, in the park. So we already know he basically told her to, you know what I'm saying, put the leash on the dog, and basically she said she felt threatened. She said that she felt threatened, and essentially she said that she was going to call the police on him, and that was it. Okay, that was it. The entire mainstream media, that's all the, you know what I'm saying, that's all the mainstream media said. And of course, everyone on the left of the media was just saying that it was only racial profiling without looking into the situation at all, or what has been said, or anything that's been, you know what I'm saying, proven within the police reports. So we already know that, you know what I'm saying, they tried to make it seem like it was only racial profiling, and she, you know what I'm saying, said that he was an African-American man, you know what I'm saying, when she called the police, just to racially profile, just to get the police to come there shorter, which again, there's no evidence, you know what I'm saying, there's no evidence that she did that just because she was racist. But if you actually look into the context of the situation, so people are going to make a big deal, which by the way, okay, one of the biggest fucking points is that we all know, okay, we literally all know for a fact that if this happened, okay, any of these kinds of things, actually, especially with the context that I'm going to provide, we already know that this kind of thing can happen to literally anyone, okay? I say this can happen to literally anyone, but of course, it just so happened to be a white woman doing, you know, calling the police on a black guy, okay, on a black man, okay, on a black guy, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna make fucking national headlines, which we already know, as I said, you know what I'm saying, same thing with the Ahmaud Arbery case, you know what I'm saying, if it was white on white, you know what I'm saying, nobody would have fucking cared, but since it was white on black, everybody wants to make a huge deal about it and try to make it seem like it's the end of the world and racial oppression and all this ridiculous shit, when in reality, this kind of stuff happens on a frequent fucking basis, and the media, of course, picks exactly which ones they want to, you know what I'm saying, you know, project to everyone else to make people racially divided. So we already know, okay, actually looking into the context of it, you actually look into the context of the situation, obviously you could say that she didn't have to call the police, but even if you say that, you know what I'm saying, she shouldn't have called the police, even though when she was just asked to put the fucking leash on her dog, and apparently she was choking the dog in the video, so that's also a fucking terrible thing for her. But we already know that the black guy, okay, there's really no legitimate reason at all, if you're gonna, you know, criticize, you know what I'm saying, I believe her name is Amy Cooper, if you're gonna criticize Amy Cooper for what she did, then you should also criticize the black man for literally pulling his phone out and recording her for absolutely no fucking reason. And by the way, okay, the context. So we already know that there's going to be there's been context, new police reports that's been leaked that basically prove, you know what I'm saying, that she actually had a legitimate reason to fear for her life, which is why, if you see in the fucking video where she says, put the camera down, you know what I'm saying, and she said she was fearing for her life, and she said she was going to call the police for an African, you know what I'm saying, that he's an African-American man, there's really nothing wrong with that if you actually look with the actual fucking context, because, you know what I'm saying, it actually makes sense that she feared for her life. So it's been confirmed, okay, it's literally already been confirmed that the black guy, okay, the black man literally said right before, and he literally admitted this, okay, this is literally coming from him, he literally admitted this, he literally said to the white woman, okay, Amy Cooper, he literally said that if she doesn't do, if, you know what I'm saying, he said that she can basically do whatever she wants, whether she wants to put the leash back onto the, you know, put the leash on the dog or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and basically, you know what I'm saying, he basically said that, you know, you can do whatever you want, but he also said that, you know what I'm saying, she can do whatever she wants, but he also said that he can do whatever he wants. And he also, you know, he followed that up with saying that what he wants to do to her is not something that she would like. So that's literally what he said. He literally said that I'm going to do what I want, you know what I'm saying, with you. And if you don't, you know what I'm saying, and you're most likely not going to like it. So she probably took what he said out of context, assuming that he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, attempting to commit a crime against her. She took that in the wrong context, and she actually did feel threatened, you know what I'm saying? So this is actually it's actually a legitimate reason for why she did feel threatened for her life. So that's actually the context of the situation that nobody on the left is, you know what I'm saying, most likely they're not even going to hear about this entire thing, the entire context of the situation, and try to make it seem like it only has to do with race. So she felt threatened, okay? She felt threatened because he literally said that he was going to do to her what he wants, and she's not going to like it. So she legitimately felt threatened for her fucking life. And then she, you know what I'm saying, she said she's going to call the police. And people want to say, okay, that, you know what I'm saying, that you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying, have a problem with this shit. You're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying, you're not supposed to call the police. So she felt threatened for her life. So it does make sense that she called the police. And when she said that she's going to call the police, you know what I'm saying, to say that she was, that he was an African-American man, people want to say that, oh, that's racial profiling. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's racial profiling to say that he's an African-American. But that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's literally what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? When you call the fucking police, you're supposed to literally, you know what I'm saying, describe the person that you're calling the police, okay? You're literally supposed to describe the person that, you know what I'm saying, give an accurate description for the police so they can actually find out who exactly this individual is. So that's what happened, okay? That's literally fucking happened. She was just providing a description and saying that he's an African-American man is not racist at all. And we already know, as I said, that if it was not a white on black thing, nobody would have cared and nobody would have called it racist. But we already know that, you know what I'm saying, since it's essentially, you know what I'm saying, it's white on black, and everybody wants to make a big deal about it with the Ahmaud Arbery case without even providing any legitimate context. So that's the fucking context. It made sense for why, you know what I'm saying, things played out the way they did. Even though it doesn't necessarily make sense that she would call the police, and it also doesn't necessarily make sense that he would pull out his phone and start recording her for absolutely no reason. So we don't know what would have happened, you know what I'm saying, without that context, but we already know with the context it does make sense for why things happened the way they did. So they want to completely ignore the context and make it seem like it's only a race thing just because it's white on black, but it literally is little to do with race at all. It has little to do with race at all, and she was essentially fearing for her life. So going on to the next point, okay, literally going on to the next thing that also happened, which coincidentally is another white on black crime, which is, of course, you know what I'm saying, the media is going to make a huge deal about it. Once again, we already know that obviously it was a tragic fucking event, okay, I'm not going to deny that, but we already know that it was essentially another thing that happened, you know what I'm saying, where basically there was a fucking white police officer arresting a black man, okay, a police officer arresting a black man, and essentially he literally choked the guy to death, okay, it was obviously a terrible fucking situation, it was a terrible fucking event, but he essentially choked the fucking guy to death. He had his knee on his fucking neck or some shit like that, basically, you know what I'm saying, basically suffocating him to death. It was, you know what I'm saying, and it was all caught on camera. All these incidents were caught on camera. So this was caught on camera, and it was obviously, you know what I'm saying, a terrible event. So his knee was basically on the, you know what I'm saying, on his fucking neck, and he essentially choked to death. Which again, you know what I'm saying, we don't actually know the context of the situation, but obviously, you know what I'm saying, if a white police officer's knee is on someone's neck, it's obviously, you know what I'm saying, most likely due to the fact that, you know, he probably was resisting arrest, okay, resisting arrest, and we already know that everyone on the left is going to say that, you know what I'm saying, this is racist, you know what I'm saying, without looking into the context of the situation. We already know that, you know what I'm saying, if people actually followed the rules, you know what I'm saying, not resist arrest, then things like this wouldn't be fucking happening, okay? This shit happens to everyone, you know what I'm saying? And we already know that, you know, they're going to make it seem like it's only a racial thing, but again, if you're resisting arrest, most likely this will happen to you. But obviously, you know what I'm saying, the police officer could have done a better job at making sure that he doesn't die, so obviously it's poor policing, and you know what I'm saying, he basically died for, you know what I'm saying, not a legitimate reason, it was a terrible reason. But that does not, you know what I'm saying, distract you from the fact that the media is only going to make it seem like it's, you know, it has to do with race. But he was most likely probably resisting arrest. Same thing with the Michael Brown situation where you know what I'm saying, where he essentially tried to take the officer's gun. And then once he tried to take the officer's gun, they obviously had to shoot and kill him because, like, why the fuck else would you not do that if you're literally trying to disarm a fucking officer? Same thing with the Ahmaud Arbery case, trying to fucking take the fucking, the citizen's fucking gun away when they were performing a citizen's arrest. So the same thing is happening here, okay? Same thing's happening here, where he was most likely probably resisting arrest. But we already know, okay, that it was obviously a terrible event and people died, but of course the left is going to try to make it seem like it's all white people's fault, and we're just going to blame everything on white supremacy and just blame everything on racism and blame everything on police officers. And if you're not blaming them as a whole, literally all white people as a whole, and all this ridiculous shit, if you're not blaming all police officers as a whole, then something's wrong with you because you're not fighting for the oppressed people, which this is literally fucking bullshit, okay? This is literally fucking bullshit, because leading on to my main point in the video is that that's the only fucking reason, okay? The only reason why any of us are talking about this is obviously because it's white on black, okay? This exact kind of stuff, okay? This exact kind of things literally happen to fucking black to white people all the fucking time, okay? People that get shot and killed by the police, or people that get killed, by the police officers, they essentially, it happens more often to white people, okay? More white people, actually look at the statistics, more white people get shot and killed by the police. More white people are killed by the police every fucking year. So there's more fucking situations that are arguably even worse than this black guy getting killed. You know what I'm saying? And if you actually look into even more context of the situation, okay, there's more Hispanics that get shot and killed every year than fucking black people. And if you actually look into even more fucking context, black people commit 55% of the violent crime in this country. So if African Americans, commit 55% of the violent crime in this country and still manage to not get shot and killed more than white people do, then that's clearly, then we can easily make the fucking argument that's based on facts and statistics that, police are targeting white people, okay? And the police are fucking, targeting white people in an unfair way. But of course, that's literally some fucking bullshit. So we already know that the media is going to make it seem like it only has to do with them being black. But if you look into the context of the situation, it happens all the fucking time, okay? Poor policing happens all the fucking time. Police, get, shoot and kill, or end up killing a bunch of, people that they're trying to arrest all the fucking time. But it has to do with, poor, it has to do with the poor job by the police officers. And not only that, it also has to do, with the actual person resisting arrest and not following the fucking orders. But shooting and killing happens to white people too, but they just want to make it seem like it's only black people. And when it only happens to a black person, when it's only white on black, everybody just wants to make a big deal about it, and everybody's complaining about racial oppression, when literally the same exact thing happens to whites. But it should be happening more, not should be happening more, but if you actually look into the statistics, if they were actually, police were actually targeting black people more, then it should be happening to more black people, if if that thing was actually true, that police were racist against black people, because again, they commit 50% of the homicides and 55% of the violent crime. So this is literally just more race-baiting bullshit, and we already know that plenty of white people are victims of police brutality, but it will never, nobody knows any of their fucking names, but every time it's against a black person, obviously they want to, everyone knows what the name is, and everybody makes a huge deal about it, but it's just mainstream media narrative to try to racially divide the country. So if you actually look into the context of both of these situations, it's nowhere near as bad as people try to make it seem to be, and everybody would know that if it happened against a different skin color, a different person with a different fucking skin color. But of course, they want to make it seem like it's, only being racist against black people. So we already know it's literally all fucking bullshit. And if you look into the context of the situation, obviously it's tragic fucking events, but it's literally just more race baiting by the mainstream media and the fucking leftists. So anyways, tell me in the comment section, just an analysis on this entire thing, and why the left is fucking hypocritical. Anyways, it's your boy Sauceman X. I'm taking the fucking out of your. Peace.